The Whispering Woods, older than memory itself, was a tangle of ancient oaks, silver birches, and whispering willows. Sunbeams struggled to pierce the leafy canopy, creating dappled patterns on the moss-covered floor. It was here, amidst this enchanted chaos, that three friends, Anna, Mark, and Bramble, dreamed of building a kingdom of their own. Anna, with hair the color of spun moonlight and eyes that held the wisdom of the stars, was the dreamer. Mark, sturdy and strong with hands calloused from climbing and crafting, was the builder. And Bramble, quick-witted and nimble as a squirrel, with a nose for adventure, was the explorer. One day, while exploring a particularly ancient part of the woods, they discovered a giant oak, its trunk wider than they could stretch their arms around. Its branches, gnarled and strong, reached towards the sky like welcoming arms. "This is it!" Anna exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. "This is where our treehouse kingdom will be." And so, their adventure began. Mark, with his innate understanding of wood and structure, drew up the plans. The treehouse wouldn't be just any rickety platform. It would be a haven of interconnected rooms, a library filled with stories, a telescope for stargazing, and a balcony overlooking the Whispering Woods. Bramble, ever the resourceful one, scoured the woods for materials. He found fallen branches, smooth river stones, and feathers shed by rare birds. He even bartered with a grumpy badger for a stash of surprisingly durable roots. Anna, meanwhile, used her knowledge of herbs and plants to create natural paints and dyes. Berries stained cloths a vibrant crimson, roots turned earth a deep ochre, and crushed petals produced a delicate lavender. Working day and night, their hands became stained with sap and soil, their clothes torn and muddy. Their laughter echoed through the trees. Mark built the foundation, securing thick planks to the sturdy branches. Bramble wove intricate walls from branches and vines, creating a snug and cozy enclosure. Anna decorated with her natural paints, painting scenes of fantastical creatures and constellations on the walls. The construction was not without its challenges. The mischievous sprites of the woods delighted in hiding their tools, leading them on wild goose chases through the undergrowth. A sudden storm threatened to collapse their carefully constructed walls, forcing them to work through the night, reinforcing the structure with rope and determination. One day, while searching for a particular type of vine, Bramble stumbled upon a hidden cave. Inside, nestled amongst glittering crystals, lay a forgotten treasure, a golden locket, intricately carved with the image of a sleeping dragon. He showed it to Anna and Mark, who examined it with fascination. "This is no ordinary locket," Anna declared, her fingers tracing the dragon's scales. "I can feel a powerful magic emanating from it." They decided to keep the locket safe, hanging it within their soon-to-be-finished treehouse, hoping it would bring them luck. Finally, after months of hard work and dedication, their treehouse kingdom was complete. It was a magnificent sight, a testament to their friendship and their shared dream. A winding staircase led to the main entrance, a round, arched door carved with woodland creatures. Inside, cozy rooms were filled with handmade furniture, soft cushions, and twinkling lanterns. The library overflowed with books collected over the years, and the telescope in the stargazing room pointed towards the heavens. They celebrated their accomplishment with a grand feast. They roasted berries over a crackling fire, feasted on honeycombs and roasted mushrooms, and told stories late into the night, their voices mingling with the rustling leaves and the hooting of owls. But their adventure was far from over. The golden locket, it turned out, was a key to unlocking an ancient prophecy. One night, as they sat gazing at the stars, the locket began to glow, casting an eerie light across the treehouse. A voice, ancient and wise, echoed from the locket, revealing the prophecy. When the three are united in purpose, when the woods are threatened by shadow, when the heart of the forest cries out in despair, the locket will reveal the path to salvation. Suddenly, the Whispering Woods fell silent. The air grew heavy and cold. A sense of dread pervaded the air. The trees, once vibrant and green, began to wither and turn brown. The animals, once playful and curious, became skittish and fearful. Something dark and terrible was encroaching on the Whispering Woods. Anna, Mark, and Bramble knew they had to act. They consulted the ancient texts in their library, searching for clues about the prophecy and the looming shadow. They learned that a powerful sorcerer, exiled from the land centuries ago for his dark magic, was returning to claim the Whispering Woods as his own. He sought to drain the forest of its life force, turning it into a barren wasteland. The sorcerer, known only as Malcor, was a master of dark arts, commanding shadowy creatures and wielding destructive spells. His presence was already poisoning the land, threatening to destroy everything they loved. Anna, Mark, and Bramble knew they had to find a way to stop him. The locket, they realized, was their guide. The locket pulsed with a faint light, pointing them towards the heart of the forest, a hidden grove where the ancient trees held the balance of the woods. They packed their bags, armed themselves with homemade weapons, and set off on their quest. Their journey was fraught with peril. They navigated treacherous ravines, outsmarted cunning goblins, and evaded the watchful eyes of Malcor's shadowy spies. Mark's strength was invaluable in clearing obstacles. Bramble's agility helped them sneak past dangers, and Anna's knowledge of herbs and potions kept them healthy and strong. Along the way, they encountered other creatures affected by Malcor's darkness. A family of scared deer, a colony of displaced squirrels, and a wise old owl all sought refuge and guidance. Anna, Mark, and Bramble welcomed them, offering them food, shelter, and hope. Finally, they reached the hidden grove, a place of ancient power and serene beauty. But even here, Malcor's darkness had taken hold. The trees were withered, the air was stagnant, and a sense of despair hung heavy in the air. In the center of the grove, Malcor stood, his eyes burning with malevolent energy. He was surrounded by shadowy creatures, ready to defend him. "So," he sneered, "the children of the forest dare to defy me. Your efforts are futile. The Whispering Woods will be mine." The battle began. Mark fought with the strength of a bear, his axe cleaving through the shadowy creatures. Bramble darted through the trees, distracting Malcor's minions and setting traps. Anna used her knowledge of herbs and potions to heal their wounds and weaken their enemies. But Malcor was too powerful. He unleashed waves of dark magic, pushing them back, inflicting wounds with his shadowy spells. The friends were exhausted, their hopes dwindling. Then, Anna remembered the locket. She held it aloft, chanting the ancient words of the prophecy. The locket blazed with a brilliant light, banishing the shadows and weakening Malcor's power. As Malcor faltered, the trees in the grove slowly began to heal. The air grew cleaner, the birds began to sing, and the Whispering Woods stirred with new life. Realizing he was losing, Malcor unleashed his most powerful spell, a wave of pure darkness that threatened to consume everything. But Anna, Mark, and Bramble stood firm, united in their purpose. They combined their strength, their knowledge, and their love for the forest, channeling the power of the locket to create a shield of light that repelled the darkness. The spell backfired, engulfing Malcor in his own dark magic. With a final scream, he vanished, his shadowy creatures dissipating into nothingness. The Whispering Woods was safe. As the light from the locket faded, the forest began to heal completely. The trees regained their vibrant green, the animals returned to their playful ways, and the air filled with the sweet scent of wildflowers. Anna, Mark, and Bramble returned to their treehouse kingdom, weary but triumphant. They had faced darkness and emerged victorious, proving that even the smallest of individuals, united in friendship and purpose, could overcome the greatest of challenges. They continued to live in their treehouse kingdom, protecting the Whispering Woods, welcoming travelers, and sharing their stories with all who would listen. And the golden locket, now a symbol of their courage and their unwavering friendship, hung proudly in their treehouse. A reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope can always be found, if only you know where to look. And so, Anna, Mark, and Bramble, the three friends who built a treehouse kingdom, became legends. Their tale whispered on the wind, carried by the rustling leaves of the eternally grateful Whispering Woods.